Hello, everyone. We're here with pseudostripy and buddalee1, and we're gonna see some good old scholar. Do you guys want to explain anything about the run? Do you want to just go and get on with it?
Yeah, I'll explain stuff as I go, I guess. Or try to. It's quite a long run, so happy to crack on, I guess. I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Pseudo, facing against buddalee1. It's gonna be a fun run. I think I'll probably lose, but we'll see.
Okay, so let's not waste any time. Let's get going. I'm gonna give you guys a countdown. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, good luck, Butter.
Good luck.
Perhaps you.
Okay, so I will try and commentate as I go through this run. I might be quiet in some places as there can be a lot to think about in certain areas. This will be a lot less glitch heavy than the last pretty much 4 hours since the Scholar 90% run. So there's a few kind of arguable glitches and the rest is pretty much straight up gameplay. Hopefully we'll see what it's like. Starting Explore Healing Wares is kind of rare these days. A lot of the routes start Bandit, just because it has the ability to use the rapier straight away. But yeah, this route's kind of weird, honestly. It's like doesn't really flow particularly nicely, but it does work. It's just a little bit all over the place, especially in early game. In late game, it kind of figures itself out. But the start, there's a lot of warping around bonfires, kind of seemingly randomly, once we kind of set stuff up for later. And we're gonna need it. It ends up basically being a balanced build, so we kind of need a lot of everything, which is why we're starting by killing Morlin. We're not going to do any fancy glitches with his clothes. We just want the extra souls, and Explorer is really good for starting this. There's quite a few places that are a lot worse to die than others. So early game, you don't really want to die in the first couple of segments just because you can't survive pit drops and stuff. And then you basically don't want to die before Gulch Giants. Once you pass that, you can kind of continue. Dying to a mana costs you probably like 6 minutes. You lose 600k there. Dying to Ornstein, really bad. So there's a couple of places that are definitely trying to avoid. Doing some, I think it's a tag. There's also a lot of menuing, so if I just randomly stop talking, that's probably why. I've only had time to run this a few times because we've been on holiday, hence why it might be quite bad. But it is obviously the world record holder, so it's a good chance I'm gonna get crushed, but that's okay. And the first segment is, I don't know, I'm a lot more concerned about the first segment than I am on, say, the Invisarva segment later on. You get to see quite a lot of cool gameplay in this run. I think it's a really cool run to watch, so hopefully you'll enjoy it all. Yeah, we've raced before. It was actually a really good race last time, so. Okay, smooth room. This room is a nightmare in Scholar. We're both, I believe, playing keyboard mouse. Yeah. So you'll see some interesting menuing. I can't claim mine is going to be very good. Then we'll try.
Oh! I post died.
You died?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really weird. It was after getting the
Are you
salamander punch.
DBGS better? what are you up to? Okay, well, I guess the rats are diverged, so yep. Unless you accidentally fell on top of that lizard, but I assume you meant to. So I will comment how mine is going, and I'll just enjoy the show on the other screen. Let the healer. Just about in time though. Any later I got hit? So you shouldn't be able to hear my keyboard. I'm absolutely spamming the E button here. But it shouldn't be picked up on stream, which is nice. And yeah, that was a pretty smooth first segment. The first kind of 5 I want to get out of the way. After that, I can kind of recover things a bit better. It's all good. I've seen the strat quite a lot by now, but you can just run past this guy. This doesn't work on old patch, by the way. Or it doesn't work as well. But on this patch, they changed it, and you can just smack him. Which is great. So easy money at the start. And I'm going to play very safe and take some extra cautions here. Mainly because, as you saw in the barrel clips earlier, which were hilarious, and thank you to whoever put this together, the barrel can just sometimes, very rarely, go miles away and you can't blow it up. And then if you don't take this bonfire, it's really, really bad. So if the barrel goes wrong here, I'll lose a minute 20 maybe. But I can just suicide and come back. But if I don't take this bonfire, yeah, it's like 2.5 minutes or so. Oops. I have no idea what's going on in Buddha's route. I probably won't for the entire run, so hopefully not expecting any commentary on that side. I have a general feel for what boss this is going, but that will probably be it. I have run DBGS a long time ago, but good start. Okay. Sneaky item box, get rid of a load of junk. Pretty sure you can menu that item box on the load screen like that, so that should have worked. Just tidying up menus isn't... I mean, this isn't the worst run for menuing, but there's enough to do that if you can make your life a little bit easier, then you should. This shortcut saves like 1 second, I think. It's not very hard though, so we should do it. He got the jump. Too good. Okay, this is actually really, really bad.
East has possible.
I unfortunately have to kill that thing, so this is not very good. Take 2.
Eh?
This is a non-negotiable kill. I have to kill it because otherwise I lose like 50% of my damage or so, I think, for the rest of the, well, for the first hour of the run. Okay, much better. Time loss number 1. You can go left, and if you were doing an optimal route, you would do that and do jet jump, but it's just a bit risky for marathon settings, so I'm not doing it. I don't know if Bud will do it. He might, to be honest. Does save time for sure.
Oh,
Okay, he also had trouble with the lizard, not as much trouble, but fine. It's kind of annoying to kill in these routes because we can't really afford a mace. We don't have any strength. Pretty much don't have anything at this point. And now we get set up for glitch. So you can. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. You can set a quit out up here. I was trying to cancel that. So it's like 26 minutes. Yeah, he did the jump. I didn't have the balls to do it, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I think that also messes up the... Okay, that's what I want to do. If you set up the quit out like this, it means that if Forlorn invades you at this part, you can still quit out, which you want to do because you really only want to kill one of these giants. Because I quit out, these worms are in a kind of weird spot, but it should be fine, I guess. And yeah, this is like one of the worst places to die in the entire run. So hopefully I don't die or miss anything. It's just stuff. Okay, good start. That's hitbox.
oh. What's wrong?
And then you can press start to immediately quit out. And this should give us the... It was playing a lot more aggressive than I would. Yeah, that hitbox is... Well, it is arguably one of the worst hitboxes in the game. It really is atrocious. Okay, and now we kind of... Now that's out the way, it's a bit better. Because dying here, you really need these 20k souls. That's why it's so dodgy. No, I'm actually behind. Budda's already picked up the DLC 2 key, which is about 40 seconds. And he may have done other things, hard to know really. The routes have diverged a little bit already. It's going to be very hard for me to tell. I just assume I'm behind. If in doubt, assume I'm behind. This is probably going to be what's happened. But until like much later game, it's gonna be hard to know.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was bad menuing because I forgot to change my weapon order somewhere.
My hand twisted now.
It looks like it's very even, but it's not. I'm gonna set this back to default so I can buy a bastard sword later. You've probably all seen this part before. There's a decent amount of running in this category just because we're not doing any good. There's no a lot of areas that you could potentially skip, like Iron Keep, for example. Doesn't. We have to just run through it normally, which sucks. And then from here, we go back to get the DLC1 key. Well, I do at least. I'm not sure what Rapid is doing. Because now we have a bow to do this jump. You can do this jump without a bow. It's not too bad. It's just a lot easier with a bow.
Oh!
Oh, I missed it.
Hey.
That was close. I don't even know what's wrong with that. And now once we've done this, now we go back to the Rotten and clear up all that section and run through the DLC. My bonfires are going to be all over the place because I will be taking some safety bonfires in this one. But first, we're going to speak to this guy. Just to say hello. We need to do this 3 times. We won't be doing Dark Cloak until extremely late into the run. It's the second to last thing we do. Okay, Forlorn here is okay. Forlorn can be very annoying this run in certain places. This one is alright.
That's special guest in this game.
Yeah, everyone's favorite special guest. But thankfully we can take this little nice elevator here. Do the little trick so we can menu. Do the preparation for the DLC. There's
Oh.
some stuff to do.
Icon Poland too.
Oh, nice. So yeah, this is an okay Forlorn, but there's some. I think it's actually the DLC is possibly the worst one. Okay, good RNG. You really don't mind that idle like that because you don't get counter hits. Gonna AoE. But yeah. Could have been a lot better, but it's okay. When he backsteps, you just lose a lot of damage. Okay, so that's kind of like the... Well, I guess this segment as well. That's the very early game complete. The next 4 segments are scary, mainly the Ornstein segment. It's just because we still haven't quite got the build all sorted out yet. We're still... I mean, not weak by casual standards, but I guess we're a bit fragile in terms of we're not absolutely obliterating everything, and we don't have enough health, so if things go wrong, we quite quickly die. There's a cool... Well, there's two skips coming up, which you may know. First one is the Sin Jump, not very originally named. It's to skip Sin. You can die in this, definitely can. If your timing is bad, you get staggered by his spawn, I guess. That was quite close to being a bad jump. And then the next one, I will YOLO it, I will probably miss, but the Photoshop jump, it's a really cool jump, one of my favorites in the game. It's not too hard, but I'm still kind of getting used to keyboard mouse, so that looks good. Saves a few seconds if you don't shoot it with a bow, or 1 second maybe. If you miss the jump, you lose like 20, so it definitely at one point in the past was considered hard, but it's not so much these days. So yeah, I think this is the worst, either the worst or the second worst place to get Forlorn in the run. The other one being under Crypt, and then the other ones being much later when we do dungeons. Mainly because he stops you being able to leave. You can't leave if you're invaded by Forlorn. The invasions are random, so yeah, it's kind of sucks, basically.
What? Aha.
The next section, so we're going through the first DLC now. Obviously, we've only made this character 20 minutes ago, so isn't particularly strong, and all we've done is level up Dex to use a rapier. Which means that these enemies are very scary. We need to be careful, but we want to pick up Flynn's Ring. Gives us a huge DPS boost, so that's why we're essentially rushing this as early as we can. But it basically means that everything in this area is going to kill me very quickly. So if anything goes wrong, probably dead. And the chest key pickup is notoriously bad because of the Ghost's AI are kind of weird. Recently I've been okay at it, but I could definitely still die here. Death costs maybe a minute 30. I'm gonna save to heal just before, just in case. I wouldn't normally, but I mean, it's a pretty fast heal anyway. So yeah, so there's a few things to do. We've got to shoot the arrows, both of them, and then we've got to distract the thing up there, and then via some means we've got to distract this ghost. That might have been a bit early. I'm trying to avoid that ghost aggroing because this ghost is about to aggro. That hits a button switch behind there. Get behind this one if you can. That was good. Then open the chest, get the key, and not die once he comes back around the corner. Hopefully he'll do a jump attack. Perfect. Flawless DLC 1. Love to see it. So, see how Buddha's goes. Could be better, could be worse. But it's definitely a very scary part of the run. A little bit of upgrading here just to get just a little bit more damage for the Ornstein segment, and actually we carry this damage for a while until after Saldura when we get plus 10. Five. Give my terrible menuing, so I'm going to use the keyboard mouse. Okay, so probably the scariest segment in early game between this and Gulch Giants. It's a Scholar meme. They've added a lot of stuff that gets in the way in Scholar, and a lot of it has a lot of poise and kills you real fast. So you can do the, I mean, slightly safer version. I can still easily die. This doesn't save you. I mean, it saves you in a few situations, which is all I'm asking for. The problem is we don't have enough damage to two-shot these knights, and the knights have hyper poise on whenever they feel like it, pretty much. I don't have flinging on. That's a bad mistake, which means this guy's going to have a little bit more health than he should. But okay, good. Tank those. Now I heal. As soon as I get up these stairs, the dragon's going to aggro. So you need to make sure you get well behind it. And then deal with this dude. That's a good combo. This is where the bright bug helps, because it guarantees a 3-shot here, which that wouldn't have been without the bright bug. You can do this jump, but I forgot. So you can jump underneath the bridge and it kind of slams on top of you. It's quite cool looking. Obviously, if you get it wrong, you die. So is it worth it? Yeah, if you're going fast. It's not that hard. Okay. Hyper arm in this game. Okay. So yeah, so overall it's going pretty smoothly. Bit of a hitch with the lizard earlier. That's the scary segment out of the way. Funnily enough, I'm actually ahead of my fake PB. Because I died to Ornstein and it looks up. Just saved 1 minute 30 against some fake splits. So. You're gonna make sure you pop the 8k soul, not the 6k, otherwise you run out of money. So the souls are quite tight, which is why it's like being marathon safe is quite difficult in this one. Certain places that you die can just really hurt later on. I think to about to miss up. There's a skip here that I'm really bad at. You kind of like... I messed it up. Ooh, maybe not. I'm gonna have to keep doing this because you get pushed into this elevator when you're out of position like this. Nice. That was like as close to missing as you can get without actually missing it. It saves, I think it's like 8 seconds. Like it's more than I would like it to be given how often it misses. And then Wharf is kind of the last scary place for a while for me. I'm taking this bonfire just... This is mainly because that elevator takes so long, so I'd have to wait for 2, like all the way up and down. It's just too much time. And you can die here if you doesn't go well. Nowadays, doing Disc Dwarf is essentially required for a good time. Didn't need to go for it in a marathon, but... It is the best way for timing the ship cycle and doing all the other stuff you need to do all at once. I missed that. I didn't miss that. Good. Definitely another area where keyboard mouse menuing is super nice there. And Listia that you'll see later on. I don't have my rings sorted. So that skip saves, I think, 15 seconds. Or maybe it's like 11 seconds on another skip, which saves time. I don't know, it's time. So yeah, you can see the damage is now starting to get good. This is only a +6. We're going to get another pretty extensive damage buff in the next section. But it's already kind of getting to the point that, say, Fujo's old swords run was at earlier. Just because of Flynn's and Leo rings stacked so well with the rapier. Do a lot of damage, and some of the fights become a bit trivial, like Flexel pretty much dies in like 8 hits. Okay, first level up, first big one. Gonna get the stats for Yearn and the stats for Homeward. This is why the run's kind of weird at the start. You get kind of all these weird things, and I'm missing something. Forgive me. Lost a lot of time, but that's okay. I thought I'd like come the wrong way or something. There's no way you should have 36k there. 9k is correct. And then you can do this cool jump tech, which I'm pretty sure Jeff found. Which means that you can menu whilst this stuff's going on. And this is another place where keyboard mouse menu and stuff nice. You know what you're doing. So you do this jump, and now you can menu whilst... Well, you have full control. You can also just attack and kill her here. Because she gets stuck in the praying animation. So if you ever want easy kill, do this and then just attack Lucia, and she won't attack back. Good money. I recommend. I only picked up the Rouge Water in case I miss an achievement glitch later on. It's not actually required. So yeah, so now we're kind of onto the, what I'll say is like the mid-game, or the start of the mid-game. Gets a little bit nicer for a bit whilst we go and kill things. I still haven't really figured out what route Budda's doing. He seems to be doing the same route, but I don't know. He definitely has DLC 2 keys, so I'm not sure what he's doing. He seems to be going the same way, or at least roughly the same way. And I don't think he picked up DBGS, so yeah, not sure.
I think I will not DBGS.
You're not doing it? Okay. Yeah. Wish I was as fluid in my routing decisions. This shouldn't kill me even without... Okay, if this happens, don't try and kill that guy, because you get pushed off. There's a cool thing you can do there, but I messed it up. It's actually extremely easy. Save by less than a second. Doesn't really matter. Too much to do in this place. Pretty much just run around, kill stuff that's in the way. Yearn is the very nice quality of life that we do get early, which is really good. There's another route that's kind of a bit older where you don't get Yearn early, and it makes the Skelly Lords fight more annoying, but it does mean that you don't need to get the stats so early. So this is why we had to do early Ornstein. We had to get 1919, and just can't really afford it without doing Ornstein effects out early. But now that we've kind of got past that kind of difficult start, this route is quite good. Don't need to kill this guy. I'm just bad. Hoping for TBGS, yeah. So this is one of the most satisfying fights in any of the runs, in my opinion. If you can get Yearn and you can get yourself, well, I mean, pretty much Flintering or any good weapon. Actually, I shouldn't say that until I've killed these guys, because it can get quite nasty if they do stupid shit. Okay. If these like double jump or backstep or do some meme, the fight can spiral really quickly out of control. Debuff. Let these guys spawn, and then they all just run around in a circle like idiots, and then you kill them. So this guy, he was late to the party. That was actually a pretty bad fight. It should be even better than that. But you can see it's very satisfying. Use any available downtime to pop souls. This is often the case in the bosses. as I said at the start, we're kind of poor because we just need a lot of money for stuff. You saw I just got 19. I'm still on 12 dex. Later we're going to need the Red Iron Twin Blade, which is 20 dex, 30 in strength. So we just kind of like go around, kill as much things as easy as possible, and then use the souls to get this is the next utility spell, which in this case will be Soul Piece I'm about to pick up. And then use that to kill some more bosses and just keep going until we can get a decent build for late game.
I try.
Picking up the peach one here, it's not bad. There's another chunk that's like, I don't know, 1 second faster over here. As long as you don't get poisoned, this one's fine. Now, you really shouldn't ever miss this skip, but if you do, you've got to go all the way back to before Skelly's, which is... Yeah, I start getting nervous when I'm more than 5 minutes away from the bonfire. In these kind of runs, marathon runs. It doesn't happen in too many places. Amana will be another one. But yeah, it's a really easy skip. It's very cool. It saves a lot of time. I don't know how much. I'm leaning towards 15-20 seconds. And it's one of the few out of bounds on the run. Okay, and now we start doing the first of the, well, not an attunement glitch, but the attuning stuff whilst on the bonfire. At this time, I've got to do two things. Got to put that in, and then go back and get Soul Piece. So the next objective is +10 Rapier. That's pretty much all there is to say. I run towards Saldura, I kill stuff that's in the way, and I get a +10 Rapier, and then I leave. Pretty bad, man. Bud and I seem to be keeping about the same kind of distance that we have been since... Oh no. Since around the hype jump, I think. Something like 20 seconds or so. Which is good. We're both on... There's a lot of things that can go wrong in all bosses runs, so this is going absolutely fine so far. Also. We have a lot of spare skulls in this run, so you can just throw them whenever you feel like it. Because we get yearned so early, and it's actually faster just by 10 skulls than the cat rather than scroll down, say, by 7. I destroy these because sometimes they can hit them and they explode, so be careful. Yeah, not really too much dangerous in the next segment. You can die to authority. If you're unlucky. Just, again, picking up useful things. Try and stay on top of your menuing where possible. It's a lot to think about when you're learning your bosses, and then you've actually got to remember how to kill all the bosses, which so far obviously hasn't been that bad, other than Gulch Giants, which are a bit wonky because you kill it with 5 bombs. Like, your damage is pretty good in most bosses up until this part. And then it's not until the DLCs where the game really starts kicking in terms of difficulty. So if you go roughly in this straight line, you get to roughly where the start is. Below. Pretty clean. You can play safe and hit the trees if you want, but it's really consistent to get this when you're not doing anything else. Oh. Shouldn't have said anything. Just whatever you do, don't get backstabbed. You can tank like 4 hits at the front, but not at the back. Yeah, it's actually the first time that I've had a ghost even follow me though. So take this for the Dark Broker Dungeons. I'm not just being a peach. And setting up things for authority. Always do your mentoring ahead of time if you can. Nashka fight, if she does 1 of 2 expected tail attacks, she's dead. If she jumps and does magic stuff, like, I think you lose 10 seconds. It's quite annoying. There's nothing you can do about it, but... Yeah, you start to see. There's only a +6 rapier now. You'll see her melt pretty bad. No bright bug, which also adds 20% damage. Doing 3 hits. Cool. I was meant to kill, I guess. 14. So yeah, that's the bad energy. Fortunately. Not much I can do about it. My health is not good for this part's like, I don't know, it's almost always fine, and then just sometimes like 3 different things go wrong and you just die. So you kind of feel that a lot in this run. Most splits are kind of consistent, but with occasional memes, and when you get memed hard enough you just die. I'm taking this for safety, obviously. I would probably skip one outside authority. And for those who don't know, these little rats, if you just stand still, they don't hit you. Well, they don't hit you on the first attack, and then you kill them. You just stand here. Okay, either they don't attack, or they attack and it misses. It's technically, if you stop too early there, I was too far away, then they don't attack. Doesn't really matter, that's also fine. But if you start trying to roll them, or doing other things, you can't actually get hit. Okay. You know what, I think I will take this one. I'm gonna bleed time this bad. Soul piece here kills all these rats as long as you get it off. Slightly harder opening. Messed up. You can dodge that and get 3 hits, but I messed up. Okay, good RNG. Definitely didn't play it well, but I will take it. Yeah, but it's not really giving me much leeway to go on here. I'm kind of hoping he'll stop. And this part of the game is quite consistent in all bosses. The other game, not so much. But this kind of mid-game is honestly fine. I'm a little bit worried about the fray segment. Let's see. Probably take a safety bonfire there as well and lose another 10 seconds. No, I'm going to take this bonfire. And I'm going to skip the one after Congregation, I think. So if I die to the weird Freya parkour things, or anywhere on the Freya segment, I guess, I will lose a minute 30 more than normal, but this has an added benefit of the very rare chance I get memed in the Congregation fight. Which normally happens when Magus decides not to AoE in either of his first 2 attacks. He can interrupt you on Soul Peas, and it can can spiral. It's possible. Unlikely. No, it's not even inside an invisible tent. They've done a few bonfires that they just plonk out in the open, like in under a crypt. Sometimes useful, sometimes not. Yeah, we don't even buff for this fight, just for disrespect. So he should try and charge towards me and do something. Yeah, this is the nonsense I was talking about. Am I dead? Really bad fight, but not all that much I could have done about it. Just kind of unfortunate the way that the first attack kind of hit me. Can get this to break the door. Good. Saves a little bit of time. It's quite a nice strat. I think it's one Thanks Masters. And the reason we go this way, well, one of the reasons we go this way is because we get invaded by Bowman Guthrie deliberately, so that we can't get the... There's at least two, maybe three Forlorn invasions in Saldora. But one of them is really bad. If he invades you next to this lever, yeah, you can probably kill the run. So, by being invaded first, we don't have that problem. Yeah, I guess Buddha saved a lot of time on the congregation. Makes sense. Too much I could have done there. Okay, good. This is my favorite attack. That's bad. I was meant to throw... Let's throw a skull there. Okay. So we actually get 1 million soul memory before doing Jungle AX. We do DS2 early in this run. Which just actually saves a decent chunk of time, like 5 seconds or so. Okay, time to start changing my stream down. So you're gonna start seeing me like swap around different spells here and there now, and attune glitch them on certain warps if I remember, which I may well not do. But the stream's down? Okay. I'm gonna keep going until I'm told otherwise. Shoot me. Good. This is not the fastest way to kill this guy, but I messed up my rings a bit there.
Oh my god. I can't see other people. Is that?
Yep, that's what I do. Everything okay? Maybe? Not a lot going on this part. I'm basically just going around killing all the remaining mid-game bosses now that I was able to avoid beforehand, just because now I've like completed the build. This is a very annoying attack. So we're just like clearing up. The gargoyle segment is actually a little bit dangerous. Just because... Come on. If you remember those clips with the ladder earlier, that can just happen. You can just get shot off the ladder and die. And in vanilla, you come here with a lot more vigor. Here I only have 11. Which is not very good. Don't know why R2 done. But yeah, you can start to see the damage like really stacking up now. You don't have to actually move to dodge this attack, by the way. You can just stand there.
Oh.
But it's still playing, I'm pretty sure, because I can hear him making noises. But I have no idea where he is. I assume he's... I assume he's near where I am. You can avoid the pursuer getting in your way here if you just do this little... Just run this way, doesn't spawn. Very minor convenience. Yeah, don't worry. Whenever I saw that on stream, I always refresh the stream thinking it was me. My rings are kind of messed up there, but whatever. So you want to run up here to make that guy melee you or throw a firebomb. Choose the firebomb, which I think is actually better for me. And now just hoping to die. Wish me luck. You can get this invader skip. It's essentially random. We know what causes it, but fine. I'm going to skip these 2 radiants, which means I will be a little bit low later, but it means I don't run too much risk. There's 2 radiants and 2 herbs in there. I don't need the herbs, and I shouldn't need the radiants, but if stuff goes wrong, then maybe. So much damage, dude.
Oh my god. 4 times dead at Windows skip.
You're doing window skip? What?
Because it's funny.
Okay, well... I guess Buddha's at window skip. Let's attack. Yeah, you can see the damage is pretty good, even without a bright bug here. It's gonna get some safety souls that I don't really need. But you can two-shot them with the counter R1 and a counter R2. Some attacks are a lot easier to punish than others. And then we kill Sinner. Then I'm going to lose a load of time to Buddha. Oh, the stream's back up, nice. Well, he's hollow and he's near the window, so, you know, figure out what's going on there.
I try.
Well, I appreciate the attempts, because I'm way too scared to do that. Yeah, no worries. It's fine. Dibs and shambles missing. 3 window skip attempt areas. It's fine. No other harm done. My rings are like really messed up here. I need to I guess you shouldn't menu though. Which I kind of knew, but I forgot.
Oh, my hand missed.
So the jump that Buddha's doing is a very hard jump. It does save time. It saves, I think, 15 plus 19 seconds or so in this category. But it's, in my opinion, the run isn't optimized enough for me to want to do it just yet. Yeah, you can just jump into that window. It really looks like you can't, but you can. There's a tiny little kind of like bump that you gotta hit. It's a very precise jump, and you just barely get enough airtime. Just found that one, for sure. It's a super cool skip, but just you die if it goes wrong. Leaves you a lot of time. Oh, he's got it. Nice. GG, brother. Hey, what's opening? We got fine. Yeah, it looks like you should go through the door, but you can actually make it all the way up to that window. It's kind of crazy that it works. It's just like right on the limit of feasibility. I have to change my ring set. Okay, so quick bit of leveling and such. Buy that stuff from her. I'm gonna buy 31. I guess that's what we're getting. That's lower than I wanted, but I think I bought a lot more life gems than normal. So this is what Buddha was doing earlier with the plunge onto the lizard. Doing it later saves a bit of time, but you can do it anywhere really. It's kind of bad RNG. This is a scholar meme. You don't have to do this in vanilla. It loses time. Yeah, so I'll explain the gear in a sec. Gotta find where this. I think that's correct. So the gear that I keep putting on and taking off is when you kill a boss, if you have this gear on, like a few seconds after the boss dies, you get an extra 22%, 22.5% souls. So I put it on after I've killed the boss, but if you have, like, if your equip load is high in Dark Souls 2, then the stamina regeneration is, I messed up there, is lower. So pretty much all the time you want to be naked or below 10%. Except we just abuse it by putting it on right before killing the boss, or after killing the boss in the first few seconds. I mean, my equip load here is, 13, so it could be more optimal. Between 0 and 20 it's kind of fine, so not too much. But I wouldn't want to run around with the gear on at like 40% the whole time. This segment's kind of jank. Okay, I messed up, so wish me luck. It's not looking good. Yep. That's what happens if you're a few pixels too far back on the graph. It's an annoying death. I mean, that part's just dumb. I guess I should have played it safe and killed the dude, but when I messed up the buff place. if he didn't, yeah, if he did a different attack and didn't interrupt me during the jump, I'd have been fine. But just because he interrupted me, I was late getting to the place, which means the other guy was in the way, which meant I had to go left, which hits the caller in the place. So yeah, I was meant to buff here, which is obviously clearly a lot different to where I actually buff by a few pixels. I don't need those. Goodness, dude. Okay, I might still be dead actually. Okay, I'm gonna YOLO. Okay, I'm actually dead. It's not going very well. I am poisoned. Why is my damage so low here? I don't know why my damage was so low there. Guess I wasn't getting counter hits. Okay, so that was a really bad segment, unfortunately. Keep going. The next few segments are kind of scary. I'm going to play somewhat safe in Iron Keep, but I can still die. And in DLC 2 as well. I will for sure be taking this safety bonfire. You don't take this in a run, but it's just, yeah, it's like 2.5 minutes back, and there's just stuff that can go wrong. Elon Knights are dangerous. The arrows are dangerous. So yeah, so there's not a lot of strats really to this place, other than mainly because it's Scholar. In vanilla you can play it a lot more aggressive, but here you just kind of kill stuff that's directly in the way and then run past it. I'm gonna rebuff early. You can do this cool little skip, I guess, but even that doesn't really help you out too much. And then I'm just gonna kill all these things. So yeah, it kind of looks dumb that you have to kill this, and it kind of is, but probably should have killed that guy as well. A really good opening attack. But the best opening attack by quite a distance, actually. So you can, on that attack, you can one around him if you play it perfectly. I was out of position there, so it wasn't great, and I whiffed an attack, but yeah, really nice damage here. Smelter. I'm not meant to have my gear on here, so this is an error. Skull Iron Keep has a lot of random stuff that's there to kill you, so yeah, just try and get past as much of it as possible. Hopefully it doesn't do the slam, of course. Warning Lich Ban. Ideally you'd be buffed here so you can one-shot this guy, and I think this guy still dies in 2 hits, but even without an R2. Yeah, you can see even with a pretty fast path through here, I'm still getting chased. Even hit. Bad, so now I missed the circle. It's a pretty nasty area, honestly. I'm not really a fan of areas that you're kind of forced to kill everything in. And I also don't have a Bright Book here because I used it for safety at one stage, so this fight's going to be a little bit slower than what it should be in this route, but it's only a few seconds, so. Love to sit. He should do another long range attack, and he's dead. So yeah, with the Bright Bug, obviously this fight's even better. He doesn't get to do a second attack, just dies. But that was pretty nice. Nice RNG. Was it? So we have to speak to this guy 4 times. The 4th time, so he props up and says hello. Pops up. And you just gotta spam through stuff. Then the rest of the quest line is seeing him in Under the Crypt and then killing Vendrick, and that's it. So we're like halfway through Aldi's quest line for the final boss. Back in the day before Aldi was a thing, we didn't have to do this boss and the bosses, which actually takes a lot of time. Probably, I don't know, I feel like it's maybe 4 minutes over the run. Just because of the extra time waiting for him to spawn and such. And then you don't have to fight him either, so. Which the fight itself is a minute 30. Okay, DLC 2. Some cool skips in this run. I'm not going to be doing the so-called Gabacho drop. There's a drop jump that you can kind of do, kind of a full damage cancel where you, I don't know, you land in like a spot where it doesn't calculate your fall properly and you just don't take any fall damage. So you can jump pretty much like 3/4 of the way down the tower. It doesn't save too much time in this run just because of the way the route works, but even so, there's still plenty of skips in this. The ones in unrestricted are really cool. The ones in restricted aren't as cool, but no infinite ladders, no snake eaters. We still get to just smash straight through this DLC. Yeah, it's true, Lutch. Alday fight's not good. Hasn't been enough shitting on the Alday fight in this stream so far. Yeah, so that's Leap of Faith. Very easy with Babe Jump mod. Was one of the worst jumps in the game without it. There's, I guess, there's a lot of fire in this DLC. CPU doesn't like it. And then there's a cool skip here, which you can't miss. Like, not that easy. It's not too bad, but not good. Hit it. And then the second one's super free. So we're basically just carving straight through this DLC, picking up as little as possible. We're going to keep going all the way to Fume Night, which can be a scary fight with this build. I think this is the good cycle. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, I no longer think it's the good cycle. An AI minute pair that I'm probably mess up. Please. Nice. So if you get it right, he'll go and just investigate nothing for a while. I think he will eventually see you, but by now we're out of here. That was really smooth. This corridor is a lot worse without Yearn. It is possible to do that strat without Yearn, but the enemies are very fast. It's generally not a very nice place, so good to get past her and move on. I think I can survive this. I mean, I'm gonna risk it. Not even close. Yeah, so you kind of see how this is I guess the not too glitchy, fast version of playing through the game and killing stuff, and I think it's quite a fun run to watch, personally. Just a lot of blasting through areas, doing the bare minimum, and moving on. Nice little skip here. You can only do it once you place the scepter, it doesn't work afterwards. I once tried practicing this with just the elevators coming up and down, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me why I couldn't get it to work. But yeah, that elevator that goes up only goes up once, and then it doesn't come back down. So you can't do it. Practice that. I may miss a cycle here, unfortunately. Could YOLO the plunge, but the problem is I have to heal. So even if I plunge here, which is fine, I don't have enough health to survive this. So yeah, I think it's faster to do that than miss the cycle. Either way, it doesn't really matter. That's another skip. So yeah, it pretty much skips all over this DLC. I think it's my favorite DLC story. And now, I guess this is marking the end of the early mid-game and the start of the late mid-game. So now the fights start getting real. And you'll see, basically, if I use a bright bug, it's a serious fight. Otherwise, it's a pushover, mostly. What we want to see is we want to see him do a little step before he buffs. Good. That gives me a bit more time to regen stamina, get an extra counter hit here. Not a good attack. I'm worried he's going to go heal. Okay. He's going to attack again. Yeah, that's honestly not a bad fight. I mean, it could have been faster. Good RNG, I didn't play it perfectly. One down. Very, very easy RNG. He didn't do anything particularly dumb. And that's what you want. You just want kind of, especially marathons, honestly. It's kind of nice, easy. I'll change this order. It's annoying me. That's easy stuff. We're gonna go for Blue Smelter now. We only have 20 vigor, so these fights are a little bit concerning. Do I take this bonfire? I think I will. So we're bright bugging all the way out here, which seems kind of dumb, but bright bugs last for 2 minutes in this game for some reason, which is a very long amount of time. So you can get away with doing these really early buffs, which is super useful for the speedrun. You find some dead time, like a minute and a half before the boss buff. Go kill the boss in 10 seconds, and then you're fine. Area that a lot of people don't like, but yeah, Yearn is a good spell. Good. I'm trying to avoid any damage, just because I'm going to do the aggressive Blue Smelter strat, and yeah, with this HP, you die real quick. So. Game is being very kind to me. Lots of nice RNG. You have to roll all but one attack. That was the one attack. So you can do this. He'll do a fast AoE because in phase 1. I can get an extra like 3 or 4 counter hits. So I think it's really worth facing the AoE in this situation. Mainly because I'm basically racing against the clock to get him down enough. Okay, a little bit jank, but that's what you gotta do in these runs. You gotta play it aggressive. Get the fight down before you die. Just got a 17-second goal. So yeah, that's DLC 2. And now we have 1 million souls, so what is Buddha doing here? Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Embrace the jank. I mean, that was a good fight. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that, 100%. Yeah, unlucky from Buddha there. DS2, when you're like slipping off a cliff like that, the momentum's really hard to do much with. This is one of my least favorite segments in the run. All you do is run for 5 minutes. So, just not a lot to say. You run through here, you run past this part, you run to Dragon Lake, you open the gate, you wait. You run to Dragon Riders. Yeah, this is super peach, but I'm gonna grab this just in case. This is a like emergency strat against world if I need it. That's like Giga Peach. Cannot recommend. Really shouldn't need that. I mean, we used to pick it every run, like 8 years ago, whenever all bosses was in its infancy. It was like required to pick up the Divine Blessing, but yeah, it's just very slow. You don't need it at all. Usually you would kill this. This gives you 3 chunks and a slab. It's pretty good, but I don't need it. We can just... The good thing about this route is that you'll see I'm still using a rapier. We're like halfway through the run. All I've used is a rapier. We pretty much keep it that way until 3/4 of the way through the run when I switch to Red Iron Twin Blade. So, because it's so late when we switch, I can just buy all the upgrade material. Which means I don't need to kill that lizard, which only saves like 2 seconds and costs me 40k for privilege, but might as well, I guess. Later on, souls aren't nearly as tight, especially in Scholar. Yeah, I mean, things were required back in the day, actually. There was one I was thinking of the other day that used to be... Just, I don't know, it was just assumed that you would always use it. And then we're like, wait, this is just really slow. There's no need to do this. Okay. So, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch Budda's Unite fight. I might get a chance to watch this Blue Smelter fight, because I don't really need to look at the screen for this part. Other than just like generic opening doors and stuff. Yeah, we're currently about to start the Drangleic cleanup. The only part I'm really scared of in this whole place is Amana. You can just die multiple times and lose a lot of money in Amana. You're unlucky. Range. Grabbing this actually for Amana. Okay, don't know why that guy didn't aggro, I'll take it. Is that intentional? But yeah, the Scholar is... There's a few areas that are kind of like a lot more annoying than vanilla. Iron Key comes to mind. Earthen Peak is also worse, in my opinion, quite a lot worse. Especially casually when doing those and stuff. And Amana is the other annoying area. Watch Budda's Blue Smelter fight. But it's really good at Smash Demons, by the way. I've learned a lot of stuff watching him play. So yeah, if you get behind the Smelter Demon, he won't AoE. He only AoEs if you're in like the front hemisphere, basically, when he lands. Yeah, I don't like hides either, for sure. I always moan about hides. You want to buff as late as possible just so you keep this buff or the ghost after Dragon Riders. Because no reason to buff earlier, basically. Alright, finally made it past the Dragon Rider segment. I mean, you really should not die in this fight. The damage is pretty insane. Worst attack. I kind of don't want to take this. There's very little risk of me dying, but I guess I will. 1 second time loss, whatever it is. So pretty much just going to smash through Drangleic. Amana's going to be a dice roll, and then I'm going to smash through under Crypt. Then we're just going to keep going with the rapier all the way to Giant Lord. and then the lawn, and then we do a big level up. So this is kind of all within deep mid game, I guess. Where we're pretty strong, the bosses aren't very strong. Please. There's not really a lot of danger other than kind of areas you have to run through. We need to grab the butterflies here for the dungeons. And that's pretty much it. We get a long elevator ride and then like 3 more elevator rides. So anyone who's noticed me be really sloppy with popping souls the last kind of 20 minutes or so, it's because there's just so many elevators. I know I don't need them until after so long. Cool little jump you can do here. Saves very little time. Used to be an artist setup in any percent, probably still is actually. And because of a tune glitch, I still have 9 casts of Dark Weapon and 3 homewards, so you don't need to rest at any of these bonfires. There's no real risk of your rapier breaking. The only places you can really break weapons are in DLCs. Okay, now we just pop a load of souls. So, overall going pretty smooth so far. We've used not many bright bugs. Pretty much if you're going to get yourself in a real mess in this run, it's because you either lose 700k in the next few segments, or you run out of bright bugs. That's the kind of like main places that this goes wrong. Because it's a very good build, so you've kind of got everything you need. But once you start running out of materials, it starts getting real sketch, because then you need more radiance, which you only have a very limited supply of. And yeah, it kind of starts snowballing pretty quick. So dying to Invisava or late in Burnt Ivory King more than once, and yeah, then you're in really bad shape. You got to start doing really slow backups, like going to get that eye or getting an extra night. You really don't want that to happen, pretty much. But if you can just kind of like not die 20 fights, not lose hundreds of thousands of souls, should be pretty good. Pretty good. Good with that. So, unsurprisingly, this is still a consistent fight, like it is in basically every route. A little bit easier in this one compared to any percent. We have to do 1 less cycle, and yeah, if we miss an attack, it doesn't really matter. In terms of as long as we get the lightning stuff. There's 2 ways you can die here. I got the slow way, unlucky. So yeah, it's why there's a lot of kind of like, there's a lot of segments that, oh, it's lost some money, but that's fine. There's a lot of segments that aren't really that worrying in this run. They're very consistent, and then there's just a lot of inconsistent stuff at the start and difficult things at the end, let's say. Okay, it's probably the segment I'm worried about most, I think, in the run, possibly. After Gulch Giants, which was over an hour ago now. I will play it safe-ish. I mean, as safe as you can in a speedrun. I'm not going to sit here and kill everything with a bow. Okay, heal up. This heal is not really necessary, but you know, just keeping it nice and easy. Much better spawn from these guys. In my practice run yesterday, I died 4 times in a mana. Wasn't very good. Putting these on for poise. It's only for 1 soul arrow that I want it for, which is the soul arrow at the second fog gate. Which honestly you don't really need. It's very rare that you actually need to tank it. It's only if you know, stuff goes wrong and you get hit twice and then you don't have time to bait the attack away from the floodgate and all this. But it can happen, and for the sake of a 3-second pickup at this stage, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Okay, well, it's already going really badly. Should not get hit by any of those. Some dude chasing me. I think this actually isn't going to heal me to full. Yeah, really concerning. It's actually really bad. No poke. Good. This is the worst poke you can get in the run. So I can tank this if it hits me, which I think it won't. And I'm going to reluctantly take this bonfire, just because even though I'm past like the first bad bit, he dies if I have Flint Ring on, but I can't have Flint Ring on because then it breaks when you take that bonfire. That's why you shouldn't. Yeah, basically, you can die in this part as well, and honestly, I don't want to run all the way back, so. Tank this. Okay, so I meant to take one of them, but I guess that's fine. The Archdrakes are being super nice to me here. Okay. Honestly, not bad. I'm going to safety heal. I don't need to, I don't think. I only died to one attack, and even then I don't know if I died to it. It's okay. So yeah, pretty, well, very safe Amana. Not particularly fast. I'll try and get the one around here if I can. I messed up. Yep. I can still one round him, but I'm gonna wait for this stupid stuff. Yeah, you meant to roll that backwards. He wouldn't do the third and the fourth attack, but no worries. Yeah. Pretty round. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how Buddha gets on in the mana. I'm pretty sure he's not going to die to Mirror Knight, in case anyone's wondering. I don't know how many safety bonfires he's been taking. I can assure you he'll take the one at the start of the mana. I don't know about the extra one that I took. Okay, now we're just another 10-15 minutes of clearing up bosses that are in the way. Not too much to say. We'll speak to Agdane for the mushrooms, which maybe one day will drop, but at the moment, mushrooms are really nice items for certain bosses. So. Take this for emergencies. Oh, actually, guess I'm not going to take this because I don't want to wait for him to leave. Yeah, this is the next Aldia. So it's a quest line. It's not really much of a quest line. You just chat to him. Okay, if I get fall on here, I will probably A, panic, and B, come back after I kill Valsat, because it's a scythe fall on you get, and he interrupts you as you're speaking to Agdane, and you can't really leave. I'm so tempted to do it, but I'm not gonna do it, dude. I'm not. I'm like 6 out of 7 deaths when I've tried this. It's just not a good idea, you know? Not a good idea. It feels like you shouldn't die, but then I don't know, he's just so strong. So yeah, that's the one that I really didn't want to see. So this cost me quite a lot of time, maybe 20 seconds. Well, probably more actually. Assuming that I get through here without dying. Budda's having fun in the manor, I guess. That looks pretty scary. Yeah, you can kind of see what memes you get in a manor. It's a very annoying place for the speedrunners. Because it's kind of designed in such a way that the best way through is just kill everything, which I'm personally not a fan of. What? Okay. Scary. Get me a little bit low on damage. Wait, did Budda not die there? What? I assumed, I just looked over at the screen and saw him get interrupted at Foggate. I just assumed death. Like it's basically always death. Like into the high 90s, I'd say. Oh god. So now I've got to backtrack because of Fallen, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world, but it is a time loss that yeah, it's just one of those... it's just a random time loss, which isn't your fault, which kind of sucks. Not a fan of these in general. All we're doing this for is the 13 mushrooms, which play a big role in how we do the late game fights. But it's quite a big time investment to get that, so we're in for upgrade. And this is where we get RTSR for the first time. We use it on a few fights, maybe not as many as you would think. Probably could be used more aggressively if we have to. But essentially the big slow ones we use RTSR for. So I think Ancient Dragon, Vendrick. I would say Eldia, he can, but it's pretty jank. Please hit me. Slightly faster third party SR here than Yoga. To this, and you'll kind of see the Ring of Blades usage drop off a cliff now. It really dropped off a cliff a long time ago when we fused the weapon, because you don't get much AR at all on the fused weapon with Ring of Blades. We use it when there's no better alternative, but if we can get RTSR and, say, Leo, Ring of Blades definitely gets chopped. You'll see that in a few fights. I feel like I'm being hunted by buddalee1. It's too much for me. One wrong turn. Well, it depends where. Adept to Giant Lord isn't going to hurt me too much. Unless I lose all my souls. So you'll see him kind of running around with like 700k. It gets a lot higher than this before he gets to spend it, unfortunately. Can get scary in marathons, like in a speedrun doesn't matter because you can just reset if you die. But yeah, in this kind of setting, it does get quite scary. No fly. The power of a rapier. Without a bright bug. Kind of shows you damage. Guardian is really weak to dark, so doesn't really stand a chance. In fact, most of the fights that we're doing here, we currently have a dark rapier. A lot of the late game fights are weak to lightning, so shortly after Giant Lord we'll go change it all up and go for lightning rapier and a lightning twin blade. I think that's something that Eng's put in his route, and I really like it. It kind of gets all the bosses that are weak to dark out of the way early, like gargoyles and maybe not gargoyles, some of the other ones like Guardian, and then you just kind of switch to lightning for late game for a little bit more damage. It's really cool. Good, it's a good strat. Okay, it's the end of the elevators. Pop to the subs. Dying to Ancient is one of the worst places to die in the run. I'd say there's a very low chance. Could die on the way. Not as bad. We started pretty much on schedule, Red, I think. Or maybe like 5 minutes behind. Like pretty close. And so far this run is on estimate at the moment. I mean, we haven't actually built in too much estimate. 234 bosses doesn't actually, especially in RTA, doesn't build in as much leeway as I was hoping. Alright, I forgot there's another part of Aldia's quest line, Baby Aldia. And yeah, unsurprisingly, you just spam it for it. You really want to make sure you get all the way through this, because if you don't, he doesn't spawn and the run is dead. Or you lose like 8 minutes trying to faff around him back. But you have to Ascetic Nash and fight Duro Plus, and yeah, you just don't want to do it. Cannot recommend. If this goes well, this guy is going to attack the air. I don't really know why he does that, but he does. And you just run past. Easy. So this is another change that they made here. I don't dislike the this part where you kind of kill the little guardians, but I'm not a fan of why. Or, yeah, I don't know why, but they changed the release radius on these enemies for some reason, so they're going to chase me all the way into this fight, and they're going to take a long time to leave. I just got Ash and Mist there in case stuff goes really wrong. This is a backup. So yeah, these guys are just going to hang around, but like a bad smell. And I'm just going to stand here, and we're going to stare at them until they leave. Good game design. Is he stuck? This might be a really bad time loss. Okay, thankfully he left. Well, I messed up. Oops. Either way, it would have been a bad fight. So. Probably gonna do another fly here. Is this even the right foot? This is not going well. As I say, it's not a good place to die either. So my buff's run out. What a disaster that was. Okay, whatever. Not very good. I lost 54 seconds in a second, if anyone wondering.
Any chat dragon killed?
Yeah, but it was really bad for them. He flew 3 times. I didn't have RTSR. It was, it was not good. But yeah, he's dead. So another kind of surprisingly scary segment to have 950,000 souls running around with. You can die to these giants, you can die to various other random crap. Okay, you really don't want these guys alive because that means they're more likely to do odd attacks. You can die to Giant Lord's opening if you mess it up, even with this strat. Should be dead. I guess I missed a counter somewhere. Alright, one more run before we can spend this bank. One more fight. Another scary one. You can... There is a route that kind of does this later. Honestly, it's maybe a bad idea for marathon run, but... Oh, unlucky better. Oh. Insane YOLO strats, just... Butter stream. I am gonna take the safety bonfire this time. I shouldn't die in this segment, that's a low chance of dying. 30% maybe. This is kind of what all bosses becomes, it's just balancing risk in these dodgy segments when you're underleveled. Not underleveled as such, you have good damage, but fragile is a good word. And another place here you'll see the bright bug really early. Yeah, kind of a glass cannon. We're not that much of a glass cannon, like, I have some health. But you definitely feel weak in, like, running through the DLCs, becoming bigger. The DLC bosses are, like, two-shot mute always. magic. Gotta be done. Okay, get to spend money. Thankfully. You see, we're kind of quite reckless with spending money now. So we've been poor for the whole run. Now we're just like, yeah, just gonna move with us. Just all this stuff. Thank you. .43 in particular RTSR setups. 20, 16. I think that's correct. Something like that. So this is meant to be in a different order, which makes it a lot easier to upgrade and look janky with my mouse menuing. Get a double lightning upgrade here, which just makes some of the bosses take more damage later on, especially like Duo and Nash. And we had to have a dark weapon for the Bellstat, was kind of the main issue, but other than that, it's a good round. RTSR Vendrick, a little bit scary. Used to be very scary back in the day when people were bad. Nowadays it's essentially a given that you're doing RTSR. It saves too much time. Yay. My breath's going to run out, by the way. But yeah, the single swipe is terrible, but extremely bad.
What?
Whoops. You apparently can't roll when you have the gesture menu. Yeah, so that's a pretty awful time loss actually. Mainly because the bright bug issue. Let's skip a bright bug anyway. This is when it becomes bad, because you really need every bright bug in this run. And yeah. I can skip Dark Lurker, I don't want to. What's happening? Yeah, I don't know what to do now. Yeah, twin pets I do, but I use it for frigid outskirts really. Okay, I'm gonna lose a lot of time. We only get 3 giant souls, which means this guy has a lot of defense. This fight's not bad. Also, not a very interesting fight, as you can tell. Lord, this is frustrating. Yeah, that's the first 2 minutes in the segment. Well, okay, that's 2 minutes 40. That one hurts. That one hurts for sure. But it's kind of my fault. A fat-fingered gesture, which is going to happen further. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what put us down. I think he maybe decided against doing RTS or not sure. Maybe he wants to set it up on a different attack. This was the final key that we didn't pick up earlier, just it's a little bit faster to do it this way. For Gang Squad, which is a terrible fight and should be deleted from the game. But until then, we've got 2, I think, quite cool fights. Sin's only weakness, I'd say, is the weird durability stuff on his tail, but... And he flies a lot, but I don't know, it's got some character. Okay. Yeah, better cut up a lot of time then. And that's the last use of the bow. So finally we can switch to the Red Iron Twin Blade after an hour and 50 on the clock. You will see us one round Alana if nothing goes wrong. You need to have RTSR. One of the few fights that's scripted in this game. Most of the fights in DS2 just do. Thinking about too much. Most fights in DS2 you actually just have to fight. And there's Dragon Rider and Alana and Sin if you do it well. But really, there's not that many in this game or run that are like fully scripted. Mirror Knight also. I think compared to a lot of other games, I just feel like we don't have the damage. I missed an attack though, which is quite bad. Yep, so I missed one attack, but she still dies. It's quite lenient, thankfully. I'm using this for Count Squad, not for some. And then you carry this all the way through to Sin, and if you get it right, he should die, but I'm not particularly good at this, and it's quite precise. Give it a go. Aim is to cut his tail, and then do like 2 full R1 cycles before he flies up. And the Red Iron Twin Blade is just really good for this fight. It's got so much damage output when you're allowed to sit there and wail. Yeah, I missed 2 hits. Oh my lord, I haven't seen that attack in so long. Okay, well, I think I messed up, possibly. It's generally been, like, I didn't have it at all in practice. I guess I was too far left. It's actually quite easy RNG to deal with, but I just didn't expect it at all. Tower of Crit. Yeah, Budda's hunt continues. Budda is also a god at Gank Squad, so yeah, it's going to be a close race at the moment, at least. I think any more death is going to hurt a lot.
I have a big problem.
What's that?
Need the toilet.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Big-ish.
Big issue, yeah. I mean, you should just go. I'll take the free time save, thank you. Only 45 more minutes to go, Budda. Something like that. The guy's trolling me, unfortunately. Gotta go the safe way. So yeah, I hate the segment, so let's just see if we can get through it. I do without dying. It's possibly my least favourite segment now. Putting that water? No, because that would be bad for me as well. I've got to consider my own situation, you know. I've had a lot of coffee today, otherwise I'm falling asleep. And then quite a lot of water to drown out the coffee. So nobody likes this area, but you just got to try and avoid as many of these as you can. It shouldn't hit me. That was pretty good. Or at least good enough for this one. I'm currently ahead, Ali, by like a minute, I guess. Minute 30. It's really hard for me to judge. I think about a minute. I had a pretty bad death to Vendrick, which cost about 2.5 minutes. Really hoping you wouldn't block that. My dad. I don't like using Old Radiance in this fight, but I think the time is right for it. Alright, well, didn't die. Did lose, I lost an extra old radiant there. That's what I'm talking about with like material balance. I don't like using them because I only have 4 in the run, so yeah. But I'll use it if I have to. Like if stuff is sketch, better to use it and try and do later, yeah, than guarantee die. See how good Buddha's fight is. The Gank Squad fight is just so random. Mine was not that slow in the end. It was a very weird fight. Like, I'll take it for the marathon for sure. If he has a good fight, it's going to be closer to a minute. If he has a bad one, maybe it's a minute 32 minutes. So yeah, so now we're in kind of definitely late game, and every segment is just let's try and get through the segment without dying. If you do that, then you're in good shape. It's one of the reasons the bosses are so hard to run is just a really brutal late game, and every fight is like, oh yeah, here's the run here, and they're all kind of different to learn as well. So there's a lot of learning involved in this kind of stuff. Okay. Everybody's getting trolled at Xbox. Maybe not too bad. Yeah, the strat is just attack. Yeah. Okay, he actually saved that really well. So. And yeah, Invis Ava, for anyone who hasn't seen, it's a hard fight. There is a cheese for Gank Squad, it's just slower than attacking. Invis? Didn't have time to dodge anyway, that's a shame. That's actually really bad. Okay, he's getting a long way away from this Fogate. No mage? Okay, that's really bad. The problem with the Alpha fight is they can get like a 30-second run away from the Fogate. Real bad, dude. I died to a counter hit. Man, really sloppy fight, unfortunately. Way too expensive, but... yeah, that was a super bad fight, unfortunately. Mainly because the materials. Like, I lost 25 seconds or something on the fight, but I'm not too fussed about that. Losing 2 old radiants, it's not ideal. I'm skipping it. I think. Boldly skipping this bonfire. It's about a 2-minute run back if I die. Say yes. Otherwise, no fight for you. We also only use 1 dry bug in this fight now, which is quite scary.
You heard my fight?
Yeah, I had a really bad fight as well, but Oh, it died. Now you can witness DS2 pain. The DS2 pain of late game, all bosses restricted. Or unrestricted, in fact. Unrestricted is like this, but worse because you have to do skips. This fight can also spiral pretty quick. Let's go wrong. Save the heal here. But also, you can't take too long because then your breakback runs out on Burnt Ivory King, which is just as bad, if not worse, than running out here. This Radiant count is very scary. Too much. I jump. Okay, nice. Had to be careful because my break was low, but definitely happy with that. Alright, there's not over yet. Splits just keep coming. Well done, Budda, for getting past Arbor. Good luck with Burnt Ivory King.
Though I am yet.
So yeah, we're down to 1 Radiant and 1 more Radiant. I get 5 more Radiants here to top me up. Yeah, I think most people consider these 2 splits, or 3 splits, the hardest, or 4 splits you include Gang Split, the hardest part of all bosses. It's very painful. Oh, okay. I've never had 4. I'm gonna heal because I don't know where he is. Okay, he's behind me. But a really cool peasant nicely here. Wait, can you go into Frigid Outskirts if you have 4? That's thing. I assume you can't. So I've never had it here. Yeah, I was gonna take Frigid Outskirts and Homewood, I guess. See, always new things to learn in the bosses, especially in Skull. Oh, you get to see the Red Iron Twin Blade, that other thing. The holdout of Red Iron Twin Blade. It's nice that it kills the peasants for you. It kind of depends if he jumps or what. Nicely done, Bella. Red Iron Twin Blade coming in clutch then. Yay. Another shitty area. Not sure anyone likes this area. I do not like this area. The plan is to run in a straight line and out-heal anything they do to me. Can easily go wrong. Got one backup machine if I need it. You really don't want to get this first horse if you're not sure. Okay, I'm glad I took my time. Alright. The horses are on some weird kind of zoning rules for this area. So we can get about as far as this without a horse normally. And then, yeah. We just run and pray. Much easier in vanilla. You have to tank this when it comes from that angle. Okay, good roll. Please. Sure. Okay, second horse now. Good roll. My general rule for this is if I get hit twice, I pop a radiant and pray that I survive whatever comes third. Just because you just need to be heavy healing here. It's not ideal. So now my mushrooms run out. This is pretty concerning. This is obviously not how the fight's meant to start. Okay. Oops. This is such a bad fight. It's gonna buff. Okay, well, I didn't die. That was not very good, but it's okay. RTSR setup? Yeah, you can RTSR these guys. I was looking into it one day. You do so much damage with Rapier RTSR on these enemies. Obviously, no, I guess I could have tried it. If you get the magic attack, they're pretty much dead. Really cool. It's like RTS Aldia. Like, you can do it, but I wouldn't want to do it unless I was very ready for it. I like how you get to watch me in pain, and then a few minutes later, they're doing exactly the same pain. Classic with bosses. And shout out Mr. Brew. The segment is like, it's such a relaxing segment amongst like 10 bad segments. The only saving grace of late game is Chariot. Should never move it from her. It's a really cool run, this run, but it's just... there's a lot of memes that you have to get used to. Like, you've probably seen some of them. You saw Buddha die to Indizava. You're just gonna have to get used to dying to Indizava, or Burnt Ivory King, we both scraped through that one, or Twin Pets, or Gank Squad, or... and these are all like late game things. I say mid game's quite chill, but early mid game. Do cool little animation cancel though. Just saves the frame animation. Yeah, it is nice being able to beat the game, and like it is a cool run to learn. It's just it's a hard run to, to run fast. Yeah, this is a butter strap. This is really bad. It's curious. I'm dead. Okay. Oh. Unsnowballed about as well as I've ever seen. Unsnowballed the word? Reverse snowball? Let's try it again. Yeah, the dungeons can also be pretty scary. You really don't want to see that dagger guy near the tree, unfortunately. Doesn't give you time to set everything up. One more tune glitch just in case we get fallen in the gulch. And then you want to get your bright bugs out so you can see if you get invaded by Forlorn and immediately bail. Because you can't go into the dungeon when he's here, and killing him is a waste of time. He's not like the worst skill in this one. It's the race to the dungeons. It is pretty good. Dungeons, actually. a little bit far away, but you try and run this way to bait him to like roll backwards. So it's not meant to be here. Okay, honestly, not bad. These dungeons can get pretty messy, so. I'm a big fan of that where emote, it's that music. And now lots of menuing, which I hate doing on keyboard mouse, but I've got to get things in opposite hands. So it might take a little bit of extra time to make sure I get it right here. Control middle click, I think I have shift right weapon on control middle click, which is surprisingly you don't actually use that very much at all. Needs to be a rapier, that needs to be that. I don't want cat ring on, so I need to take this damage for RTSR. Set that up. And I have it on force and butterfly. Yeah, this is right. So I gotta talk to myself in the segment. It's just it's not even that much menuing, it's just a lot of weird menuing that you have to do. That kind of confuses me. It's like not normal stuff. Oops. It's very peachy. It's close. Yeah, it's close. I mean, all bosses, this is a good race. If I die to Dark Book, I'll probably lose. So, in my opinion, that's pretty close. Well, if I die at all, actually. That's all. And surprisingly, we're both on estimate. We're both very tired and laser. Beautiful. Yeah, this helps. It's at least like it's conceptually easy RNG. Yeah. Missed a hit there. That's bad. So really bad. No. Oh, that's terrifying. Very unfortunate double teleport there. Alright. You can see my supplies are getting progressively low as the run goes on. That's fine. I need that. That. This race would be insanely close if Buddha didn't do window skip, just saying. So he had 2 window skip deaths, which is like a minute 20. It's like, I think it's 35-40 seconds for death. So the restricted means, yeah, we can't toggle FPS, we can't do moon jumps, we can't do parry walks, basically. He was doing it when the stream went down. I find it quite funny, but it is on stream where he got it though. That's the opening. Am I dead? Oh my god.
Windows KB is must because
Is it must? I don't know, dude. I'm not sure I would do it. Hey, it's so jumpy. So jumpy. Why is everyone jumping everywhere? Okay, time for the last fight. Most boring fight in the world. Please, and pray. Rolling the dice. Good. It's gonna hit me. I think I can do an R2 if I remember correctly in this situation. Yep. And then you run away. Second roots. More than this. Okay, second roots or teleport. Gameplay. Incredible gameplay. Okay, I need him to do not fast fire. Yeah, my black bugs are out, so I can't kill him anyway. Ooh. Such a great boss. Man. So much fun. All having a lot of fun here, I think. GG. Underestimate to... Honestly, my surprise, I think Budda's surprise, he's also looking at underestimate. Or quest. GG. Yeah, that is Dark Souls 2 restricted all bosses. I think it's a really interesting run. It's nasty in places, but it's got some cool stuff in it. Some cool gameplay. So definitely think it's one of the more kind of a lot of people like glitchless stuff kind of prefer this run to some of the other ones. It's good. Because really you don't skip anything other than if you like the small one in Earth and Peak, Atlas Valley, and the small one in Forest, which is like 5 seconds of a 2.5 hour run. So. That's cool. And better with the current world record holder. They in 210 something as well. Yes, 14 effigies. It's more than 5 times. Which is fine. It's the Eye of Sauron attack. And if he is going to tank it or just dodge it. It's fast. And when he's buffed like this, he takes so little damage. It's not even like he takes chip damage, he takes like 8 damage a shot. It's insane. Can't even like tank through it. It's just like you have to sit there and wait. Oh, 30 seconds on estimate. Very well done, Budda. GG.
Thank you everyone. Also, thank you, Sudo.
Thanks for the race, dude. That was good fun. And yeah, we both did better than I thought.
I can't even talk. You saying a lot.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I had two bad deaths. I had a death to Mytha, a death to Vendrick, and then a load of other random stuff. But those are the two that really were painful to me.
Because this is no window skip rule.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you did not done window skip, this race would have been so close. Like 2:28.30 versus 2:30, so you're 2 minutes behind. You must have lost a minute 30 to window skip at least. More. So yeah, so there we go. It's confirmed, guys. You shouldn't do window skip. Loses you races. So there we go. But I think I will be going to sleep because I am wrecked, and I have another run in about 11 hours. So you will see me again near the end. To
See you
do
again.
something
Eliminate.
unknown thing.
Okay. Hi, I'm here now. I took over from
Hey.
Milt.
Hey, Red. How's it going? Yeah, Milt needed some sleep. He's been awake for too long.
Yeah, it's been way too long. Okay, thanks for the runs.
Yes, thanks.
Was a nice race.
Thanks, Peter.
I saw the last hour.
Yeah, it was a good
definitely
race. It was close throughout. He was hunting me down, just endlessly hunting me down the whole time. It was good fun. Like only a minute behind the whole way.
Alright. Yeah, next up we have King's Crown Restricted Race from Cellar Lich, so stay tuned for them. And watch some intermission clips.